I would say the first thing is preparation is really important. So, you know, before you start any journey to AWS, make sure you've done that preparation, you've done that upfront design work, you've looked at your estate to make sure that it's optimized. I think the second thing is to choose a partner that you can really work with and who has got sort of really excellent expertise in deployment of cloud native capabilities, and that's where I might say, don't want to be cheesy, but certainly Lemongrass bring a lot of expertise in terms of that. So I think that's really important. What I would say as well is that the business case, when I've worked through it, invariably the workload is oversized when we do that business case, and once you're in AWS, there's a lot of optimization opportunities once there. So certainly continuously look at that, and I would say it's really important to continuously innovate as well. So don't think that you can do everything at once, but gradually bring in the innovations and capabilities and automation, and look at the innovative areas of AWS as well, around things like data lakes and IoT and machine learning and all those other areas that really do make a huge difference to your business. So those would be my top tips.
Thanks, John. Mark.
Yeah, so I agree with everything John's just said there, actually, but maybe to add 2 or 3 others that we have talked about as we've gone through. So number 1 is just make sure you do build a business case and then track against it. Number 2 would be, again, we just talked about this, one of the questions just asked is more, for me, the important bit is not the migration, it's the operation. Make sure Operate delivers the savings and continues to track savings and kind of has a continuous improvement type approach. And the third one I think is important, but gets missed a lot of times. You're lifting and shifting a workload to the cloud, any cloud. I think this is the point, and will not deliver the benefits and the kind of business case that most people expect. So there has to be some element of optimization to even achieve the most minimum benefits by moving to the cloud. So those are my 3 things very succinctly then.
Okay. So that leaves me with the slim pickings in the end. No, there's plenty there. So for me, I think that the 3 things that I call out, back to the points I think we started on, architect for the cloud, really stupidly obvious one in a way, but you'd be surprised how many times we get asked, you know, to the lift and shift point there. Don't constrain yourselves with your current design. Take a fresh pair of eyes, look at how the system is working, being used, and how it needs to operate to fine tune that from a cost perspective. So I said that's the first one. Second one for me, with a bit of a commercial twist, is make sure you don't get locked in. We see a lot of organizations still moving it to the cloud, but then handcuffing you in to say, right, this is your run rate for the next 3 years, and they'll come back and talk to you 24 months later about that renewal that they want. So to make sure that you've got immediate access to innovation releases, price improvements as they happen. So make sure you're getting the most of surfing on that wave versus being locked in. And then the last one, I know we mentioned it quite a few times, is just don't forget that automation twist, especially as Mark said in operations. So that can really take big chunks off your operating costs when you've got the ability to automate repetitive procedures. And if you look at SAP landscapes, most of the cost sits in the operate. That's where most of the labour and overhead is over a 2-3 year period.